today I thought I would do kind of like a podcast style video. And as you guys probably know, if you watch my channel, my biggest passion in the entire world is fitness, sharing my fitness journey. And if you guys have been here for a little bit, then you also know that I'm a CPT, which means that I'm a certified personal trainer. I actually got my certificate through NASM, which I actually will talk about today. And I've never talked about that before, so I thought that would be kind of interesting. And I just wanted to go through and share 10 tips that helped me change my life. So I'm going to touch on lifestyle habits today, products that I use that I feel like are really helpful, routines, things like that, motivation, the actual fitness journey, and pretty much everything in between. So I thought it'd be a fun video. Grab a snack. It's probably going to be a long one. I have some water, which is not exciting, but it's like 4:30, so I couldn't make a coffee or anything. Let's move into the first category, which is mindset. And this is the category that I wanted first. I kind of talked about this in my last video, but I truly think that if you are starting on a journey, if it's your New Year's resolution to feel healthy, if it's your New Year's resolution to change your life, that's totally fine. If it's to lose weight, gain weight, put on muscle, feel better, be more confident. All of these things are obviously goals that you might have at the beginning of the year. I truly think no matter what the goal is that you're trying to achieve, you need to be okay with where you're at right now. I can only really speak from my personal experience, but at the very beginning of my fitness journey, I was so focused on what I was going to do at the end of the fitness journey, how I wanted to feel, what I wanted to achieve, and I wasn't very focused on what I was doing right now, my life right in this moment. Because of that, it made me feel negative with where I was at in that moment, and every single day that I was waking up, it was more of a reminder that I wasn't at the goal yet. It's not a bad thing at all to have goals. We all have goals. I have goals. I'm constantly changing my goals. I obviously had goals at the beginning of my fitness journey, but I think that finding the self-love and respect for where you're at right now is the most important step. Doing things like self-love affirmations, journal prompts that are encouraging, maybe reflecting on your life in a positive way, things that you've already achieved. I usually do this at the beginning of the year. I already did this for 2023, going through and actually writing everything that you genuinely achieved. It can be super small, like building a friendship, or something really big, like a career goal that you achieved, a fitness goal that you achieved, something like that. Writing an entire list of things that you actually did that you're really proud of yourself for is a really good tool to acknowledge everything that you've done. Like, think about your best friends. You're always acknowledging what they've done, congratulating them. It should be the same for yourself. So that's my first tip, is actually being proud of where you're at right now, even if it's not where you want to be. And then we'll move into my second tip, which is visualizing your goal. A little quote that I've seen all over Pinterest that I really like is, who is the person that you want to be? What is she doing? What is she reading? How is she acting? And what does her daily routine look like? When you think about what are they doing? What are they reading? What are they watching on their phones? What friends are in their life? That's what's going to help you build a plan and actually have structure. I truly believe that going 0 to 100 is not the way to reach a goal, but making small, actionable, tangible things, little habit changes every day can help you work towards that goal. I feel like when we don't have any guidance of where we want to be, or if even think in your day-to-day life, if you go to the grocery store, you don't have a plan, you don't really know what recipes you want to cook that week, you're probably going to get home and forget a bunch of stuff. And I feel like that's kind of the same idea. If you visualize where you want to be, what you want your life to look like, how you want to feel, then it's a lot easier to set that plan up. Like writing a list before the grocery store, it's kind of that same thing. So the second one, like I said, is visualize your goal. And the third one kind of goes off of how you see yourself or your best self acting. And I truly think that the one thing that has changed my entire wellness journey is having a morning routine. I feel like not only am I kind of on autopilot in the morning, but I need something to help push me into every single habit throughout the day. And I feel like because I have my morning routine, the morning habits that I do every single day without thinking, I am able to set my day up for success, and I'm able to start the day with that one little thing. We've all heard that if you make your bed in the morning, it's that one task that you do and it leads you into the next task. That's exactly what the morning routine is supposed to do. For me, I stick to things in the morning that I genuinely like to do. I love making my coffee. I'll habit stack. I'll fill up my water with my coffee. I'll take my collagen, my supplements. Usually I'll make breakfast before I go work out. If I'm not working out that day, I'll go in my gym and I'll stretch for like 5 minutes. I like to pick up my journal in the morning. It's a 5-minute habit that that will actually make you feel a lot more positive about your day. It's super doable, and it's also something I enjoy. I've always been a writer. I've always been someone that loves journaling and buying new journals. It's something that gets me excited, so I'll do that. And then I love planning out my day, like writing a to-do list. Those are 5 little things that I do every single morning that I can take obviously with me anywhere. I can make a coffee, I can take my supplements, I can write a to-do list anywhere. I can have my phone. It doesn't need to be any certain way. Like, I don't need a perfect journal to do it. I can do it right on my phone, a list of to-dos. And I feel like when I write a to-do list specifically, it does set my day up to also be productive. And even if I don't have a productive day after I've done those things, I'm okay with that, because no matter what, I know those are the things that make me feel my best, and I've already done it first thing in the morning. So with that, my 4th one is waking up 30 minutes earlier than you have to leave the house. I'm talking so much, I need water. I started realizing that this changed my life a couple of years ago, because there's nothing worse than when your alarm goes off, you snooze it, and then you wake back up 5 minutes before you have to leave. You're scattered everywhere, you forget to make your coffee, you have to pick out an ugly outfit, you forget to brush your hair, you smell bad. Like, it honestly sets your day up in the worst way possible. So I really realized that even if I'm just waking up and sitting in bed, cuddling Coco, at least if I'm like up and there thinking about my day rather than being rushed. I do think that the reason that I set this goal is so I do my morning habits, but again, if I don't do them, then that's still better than just like rushing out the door. And I mean like 30 minutes before I even have to start getting ready and everything like that. That has just made the biggest difference in my life, and I'm telling you, if you try it, it'll probably help you too, and it will most likely encourage you to do little things like journaling, like taking your supplements, drinking water, that sort of thing in the morning, and you'll probably surprise yourself how much you can actually get done in the morning just by waking up 30 minutes earlier. Which next thing that I'm going to talk about is actually a product. It's not sponsored. I purchased this with my own money, and it's my Hatch Restore 2 alarm clock. I have worked with them in the past, but I promise you this is not sponsored. I know that this product is expensive, so I'm not saying that you need it in your life. It is something that's changed my life. But the point of the alarm clock is the fact that it gradually wakes you up. This specific alarm clock mimics the sunrise, so I will give a little option that's free that will do the exact same thing. But looking at my life, I did realize that when I got the Hatch 2, being woken up in a really subtle way and having that relaxing morning actually did also really changed my life. And I do feel like I am seeing a little pattern in my own life. I don't like to rush in the morning. I don't like to be woken up startled. I don't like to feel like I have to rush or anything like that. I like to feel calm in the morning. Something else that if I didn't have the alarm clock I would do is go stand outside first thing in the morning, drink my coffee outside, drink my water, go sit with Coco, and just be in the sunlight, let myself naturally wake up. Obviously it's really bright in the morning, and when it's nighttime it's completely dark out unless you live in Alaska. But for me personally, like where I live, it's super sunny in the morning. It's waking my body up, it's waking my circadian rhythm up. I will put on the screen some information about that because I'm obviously not a doctor. I feel like even just beyond like the science behind everything, I genuinely see a difference in how I personally feel. I just think it's motivating to get outside first thing in the morning, be in sunlight, and the Hatch alarm clock does kind of mimic that sunlight feeling for me. So I have noticed a really big difference in it. So obviously the actual sun is probably going to be 10 times better, which it is because I go out there a lot with Coco in the morning. It's like become one of my non-negotiables in the morning. Okay, my 5th one might sound simple, but it is probably one of the hardest things in the entire world, and it is having a structured workout routine. I think the reason why this is extremely hard is because it's something that's not going to give us instant gratification all the time. If you are working towards a fitness goal, as a personal trainer, the one thing that I can say is that it will take time. Results that are worth having do not happen overnight. I've always said this, but if something can happen overnight for me, I don't want it. That's not a realistic, sustainable change that's gonna keep me happy for a long time, because anything that can be a quick fix like that is not healthy. And specific goals that I've had in the gym is building muscle, building endurance, performance-based, feeling really good. These are all things that take time. Obviously, I did become a personal trainer and I chose to learn about fitness, which is going to be the next little tip. I actually got my personal training certificate through NASM, and I would recommend it to anybody that is very passionate about fitness. You don't have to become a personal trainer. I would take it 15,000% over and over and over, even if I wasn't going to become a personal trainer. And I obviously know that it's not free. I would even just watch the videos on YouTube that are free, because obviously taking the test isn't going to be free, but a free option would be like watching the NASM study guide videos on YouTube because there's so much information in those. I've always said that knowledge is power with nutrition, with fitness, with health, with anything in your life. I do think it's a good thing to go the extra mile and actually study and just truly learn. I feel like I walked away from that test actually having the tools that I needed to be able to create the workout split, to be able to figure out how to work each muscle group and give myself time to rest, give myself time to recover. You guys have heard it a million times, but I'll say it again just in case anybody's new here, but my workout split is having cardio days. I like doing high intensity cardio. For my cardio days, I spin. It's my favorite form of exercise. It gets me really motivated. So that is what I do for my high intensity days. And then I have a full leg day every single week. I have a push day, I have a pull day, and then I have a glute day if I have an extra day to spare. But I always make sure that I'm resting at least once a week, but most of the time I take 2 rest days every single week. If I skip a few days at the gym lifting wise, if I just worked out my legs, say I skip the next 2 days, so I don't do my push and pull day, the next week at the gym, I would start at the push day, not starting back at legs. Right now I'm doing my fitness guide, so I have it set up as full leg day, push day, hit day, pull day, and then glutes. And it's a 28-day program, and I had said in the program that if you skip a day instead of going from 1 to 3, just pick back up at 2. So that's still how I work out. And then sometimes I've also realized that I really like to change up my workout style. I like to cross train. It really helps me mentally because I feel like switching up your workouts honestly just makes it more fun. Also, I have a lot of friends that like to work out, and I have a lot of friends that do different workout styles. So it's really fun for me to go with different friends. If I am gonna go to Pilates and say it's supposed to be a leg day, then I'll look on the schedule and try and find a day that's leg focused. But at the end of the day, like 1 week, 1 workout, 2 workouts, 4 workouts, it's not going to make the biggest difference. If collectively I'm staying on the split, then that's going to obviously make really great progress with my goals. And then the last tip, this isn't one of the 10 tips from the video, but the last tip fitness wise that I wanted to share is if you guys are lifting in the gym and you're looking to continue to see progress at the gym, a good rule of thumb is to pick up a weight that feels difficult, and the last 2 to 3 reps in every single set is really difficult. It's like you are struggling to get that weight up, but you're able to do it with really good form. So once you feel your form is completely lacking, that weight is too heavy, so I would go down a weight. I usually increase and decrease my weight by like 2.5 pounds, and also just always keeping that in mind every time you work out, because if you take a couple months off, it's obviously fine, but it's totally possible that you could have lost muscle. Doesn't mean that you're not going to build it back really quickly. Not that time should matter like that, like your one goal shouldn't be just to do it quickly, but that's just a really good rule of thumb. Like I said, grabbing a weight that's difficult, and then the last set, so if I'm doing 3 sets of 12 reps, that last set is the most difficult set. You shouldn't have the same amount of energy that you had in the first set if you're looking to build your muscles. If you're just looking to go enjoy, have fun, sweat, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are looking to build that muscle, build muscle endurance, that sort of thing, then you do want to feel really challenged in that last set, and then also those 2 to 3 reps in every single set. And then when I have a weight that feels difficult those last reps, then if it starts to become easier, that's when I would start to grab a higher weight, and that's when I start testing by 2.5 pounds. So if I'm holding 8-pound weights doing bicep curls, those last 2 to 3 reps are really difficult, but a couple weeks pass by and I start doing that and they start to feel a little bit easier. Those last 2 to 3 reps aren't as difficult to get up. That's when I would start grabbing the 11s and see if I can do that same amount of sets and reps with the 11s. If I can't, I'd go back to the 8s and keep doing it until I can do the 11s with good form all the way through, even if those last 2 to 3 reps are difficult. Just let me know if you guys have questions about that, because I know it can get kind of confusing if that's the first time you've ever heard it. Okay, the next little tip that I want to share that actually changed my life, that is kind of annoying, but it is having some sort of water bottle that you can bring with you all day. Every day that goes by, I have a water bottle. It's a different one every day. This one's from Water Drop. Speaking of, I'm extremely parched, but especially if you're sweating, if you're somebody that goes to spin, if you're somebody that walks, if you're somebody that works out, or just you're a human being that lives your life, it's so important to stay hydrated and replenish. I have water with me 24/7. I'm not somebody that tracks water. I used to track water, so I do have a really good idea of how much water I should be drinking. I at least have the knowledge to know what that amount of water feels and looks like. Again, that's knowledge is power. I feel like with nutrition specifically, having that knowledge and knowing what is enough is very, very important. But I am at a point where I can just drink water and not track it. It doesn't feel necessary for me to keep track of it. I'm mindful of it, so I know how many times I'm filling up my water bottle. I know if I only drank one of my water bottles that day. And then I'm also staying in tune with how I feel and like actually listening to my thirst cues. If I don't fill my water bottle up in the morning, I will go the entire day. I'll run errands, I won't bring my water bottle, and I will notice a really big difference. That's why in the 75 soft challenge I'm doing, the first thing that I want to do every day is fill my water bottle up in the morning. So if I do it in the morning, I'll continue to do it all day long. If I take the time to clean a water bottle if one's dirty, rather than just being like, oh, I'll get water later, I will actually not get water later until like 4 p.m. So that's the one habit I've been doing every single day. Let's move on to the next tip, which is something that I'm still really working on, and I will probably always say that because it's not something that is like a talent of mine by any means, and it's meditating. I actually just saw a football player, Hunter and I were watching, he like meditates before the football games. And I think it's cool because I think it is becoming more common. I don't know. I don't want to say it sounds weird or something to meditate, but I feel like a lot of people think of it as just like like levitating and floating. No. Honestly, maybe that's just how I used to think of it. I remember when I went to therapy for the first time and the therapist assigned me homework to, I think it was to meditate for 10 minutes. It was a guided meditation on the Calm app, once in the morning and then once at night. And I was going to her specifically for anxiety attacks. And meditating is one of the things that I truly believe in. I think because meditation really helps teach you how to be in the moment, and it is almost practicing a talent of being able to pull yourself out of thinking too far in the future, thinking too far in the past, and put you in the present moment and make you feel really grounded. I really do think it's something that has changed my life. Also, I think like when we think of fitness, at least for me at the very beginning of my fitness journey, like I would just think of the goal I wanted to get. Say if I wanted to be stronger in the gym, I wanted to lose weight, I would just think of that goal and I didn't really care about all this other stuff. Meditating's not going to directly help me lose weight, so I don't care. That was kind of my mindset at the beginning. Not even my wellness journey. I feel like there was a fitness journey in my life and then there was a wellness journey. My fitness journey was very, very focused on losing weight, how I looked, and not at all how I felt. And then when I started incorporating wellness, that's when I really wanted fitness and nutrition, my lifestyle, everything to work hand in hand. Ultimately, that got me to my goals, but I think the difference between just focusing on a fitness journey and having a wellness journey as well is that one is going to be actually realistic and sustainable, and one might just get you to your goal really quickly, but how quickly can you go back to square one if you aren't making realistic changes? Anyway, going back to the meditation, being able to be in the present moment and physically calm yourself down if that's something that you need. Like if you're somebody that panics a lot or gets overwhelmed a lot, at the end of the day, I feel like no matter who you are, no matter if you struggle with anxiety, if you feel like you don't, relaxing is going to be good for you. And not only is it really good for you and your mindset, but it's also very good for recovery, which is my next tip. Actually prioritizing recovery days. I'm not just talking about rest days from the gym where you don't go to the gym. I'm talking mind, body, soul, everything. Specifically, we'll start with body. Like I said at the beginning, I know that I need at least one rest day every single week. It's good for your body to rest. It is such a misconception that you need to work out every single day to reach your goals. I know that there's a 75 hard challenge going around on the internet where you work out twice a day, every single day for 75 days. Not having rest days isn't something that I would ever recommend for a client if I had a client. I wouldn't recommend it for myself. I don't know everything. I don't know your body. I don't know your situation, so I can't recommend it to YouTube, you know what I mean? Sorry, camera ran out of storage. Like I was saying, speaking from my own experiences, there's about 5 different things I like to add into my routine. 1 is stretching, 2 is going in the sauna, which is like detoxing, 3 is getting massages, 4 is rolling out at the gym before and after my workouts. That's another way that I recover. And then another one is low steady state cardio, because I like to have active recovery days as well. So those are just some examples that you guys could add into your own life. I would also say a good rule of thumb if you are working out is to give yourself at least 2 days between working out the same muscle group. So if I'm working out legs on Monday, there's no way I'm working them out on Tuesday, there's no way I'm working them out on Wednesday, and if I want to work them out again on Thursday, then I will. Think of this as if you heat up something in the oven, you pull it out of the oven, it needs time to cool down. It's not going to instantly cool off just because you took it out of that hot oven. Our muscles, our body is the exact same way. So just think of the cool down time once you take your body out of the oven after you work out. It needs those two days, good rule of thumb, before I work them out again. That's just what I do. Which I keep saying, that's just what I do, because this brings me to my next one, which is listening to your own body more than you listen to your favorite YouTuber's body, your favorite podcaster's body, your best friend who thinks that they found the best diet in the entire world. It's really hard not to want to try every little thing that we see come our way, especially on social media. I am so guilty of this. I'm the most influenced person in the entire world. Like, I have to actually stop myself from watching YouTube because I don't want to buy a million things. And especially when I really like somebody that I follow on YouTube and I really like their lifestyle, they're super happy, I want to have that. So I naturally, when watching their routine videos, think, oh, if I do everything that they do, if I eat everything that they eat, if I work out the same way that they do, I'm going to feel that exact same way. That's how I used to feel. And there's nothing wrong with thinking that. I think that's just human instinct to watch a video and think, if I do everything that they're doing, I'm going to feel that same way. But science does show that every single body is so different. Also, everybody has extreme different motivation levels. We have different taste buds. We have different appetites. We have different energy at different times of the day. So the best thing that I've ever done is learn myself, learn my body, listen to my hunger cues, listen to myself, become way more in tune with my own body, how it feels, what it's thinking, what it wants, and feed into that. For example, we've already realized that I don't like to have crazy mornings. I like to be calm first thing in the morning. It makes me have a better day. So I have set up my morning routine because of that. And it's almost like you're working on your own team rather than being the competitor and literally trying to fight your body. If you're trying to constantly work out at 7 a.m. in the morning and your body does not feel good, if you're extremely tired the rest of the day, if your body's in pain when you're working out, listen to that, because it's trying to tell you something. And I promise you, you will not find anybody in the entire world that has the exact same routine as you that feels good doing the exact same things as you. So you just have to remember that. I know it's really, really hard, but you do have to remember that. Which brings me to my last thing. And if you have been a subscriber of mine for a while, or if you've listened to my podcast, then this isn't going to be revolutionary because I talk about it all the time, but it's always good to remind us, and I just reminded myself this at the beginning of the year. I think that focusing on what to add into your life rather than what you're doing wrong or what you want to take away will always be more positive and a way more realistic way to get yourself to your goals. There's a million examples I could give you in my life, but let's just do takeaway. Hunter and I love getting takeaway food. It's not only do we like it because it tastes really good, but we like going, we like getting out of the house at night, we like having little date nights at our house. So there's obviously going to be some takeaway foods that don't make me feel as good as a home-cooked, hearty meal with a bunch of color and a balanced plate. Just because it doesn't make me feel 100%, I'm not going to say I'm never allowed to have it. That's another thing, is the word allowed. I don't like to have rules in my life. Rather than thinking, I can never do this, I need to make sure I'm not eating out during the week. Something like that. Say if I set a goal like that, I feel like for me personally throughout the week, I would just be thinking of that and be thinking about how I'm not allowed to do it, and it would make me want to do it even more. Whereas if I think, okay, I really want to start incorporating really fun recipes to cook at home, really colorful recipes, I want to challenge myself to cook one new recipe every single week. Thinking of a goal like that, rather than thinking about, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Naturally, at least for me, the way that I think, the motivation that I have, I'm going to 1000% be way more successful in reaching this goal if I think of it this way. It's really just the way that you look at things and how you feel more positive, and having a mindset that's an abundance mindset. That was my word for the year last year, and I truly did that, and I think it is life-changing. So those are all the things that I thought of for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this sit-down style video. I used to do these sometimes on YouTube, and I feel like I just stopped because I felt like they weren't really a thing. But I honestly do think for 2024, at least for me personally, will be watching content and providing content that is almost like more educational and feels like a purpose. And that purpose doesn't always have to be like a million tips and this and that. It can be literally watching my video because it feels like you're watching a friend, or like having a deep conversation, or just hanging out together. That is definitely a purpose. I guess the word that I'm looking for is effort. Like, I want to put a lot of effort in my content, even though I love just like throwing the camera up and capturing my day as it happens. I love vlogging. I feel like that is what vlogging is. I'm going to continue to do that. But I think having a balance of also like really thinking about how I can pack as much as I can in a video and give it to you guys like I do on my podcast episodes, and really share how I can help change your life, because I feel like a lot of you guys are on my channel because I get comments that are saying, oh, you inspired me to do this, you motivate me to do this. I started on social media by sharing that I did change my life and I do feel a million times better every single day than I used to. So naturally, there's going to be a lot of people who found me through that, which if you found me through that, but you stayed for Coco or you stayed for Hunter, you stayed for the home decor, the fashion, whatever, I think that that's also really cool, and you're never going to not see that on my page, but you're also going to get what I first started doing social media for, because that's what I'm most passionate about, and that's also what I'm certified in. So anyway, that's why I wanted to post today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely want to hang out with you guys more and just do little sit down chats. So yeah, lots of changes to come, but you guys will see that in the weekly vlogs. Before we go, I actually wanted to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. You guys probably saw them at the beginning of this video, but I love working with Squarespace because it's a company that can actually help you guys. And as you guys probably know, I have my website, which was created on Squarespace. Not only is Squarespace just really easy to use, it actually looks so amazing. It's an online platform that helps you build, design, and create a website. What's really cool is that you can also add a bunch of different features. So you can have a comment section, a newsletter, you can sell a product. I sold my merch on there. I'm selling a PDF guide, as you guys know. And there's just so many options on there, so it doesn't matter if you're a photographer, influencer, if you have a business, anything will look amazing on there. I'll put some screen shares so that you guys can see what Squarespace looks like, because you can actually pick through different aesthetics and templates, which is really cool. If you want to use my code, it's Katelynn Nolan, and it will actually get you a 30-day free trial, and then when you are ready to purchase a domain or website, it'll get you 10% off. So don't forget to use Katelynn Nolan. Thank you again, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's video. I'm gonna link everything down below that you guys need, and let me know if you guys check them out. But as you guys know, we love you, and we'll see you guys in the next vlog. Oh, I forgot to say, actually I might have just said this, but I'm starting a new vlog for this weekend, so Wednesday to like Saturday. So that'll be up on my channel in a couple of days. Okay, love you guys.